Hello, everybody. This is Gary Kay, and you're watching a special video edition of my Rants and Raves podcast. I'm wearing a solo shirt because the movie comes out today, but I'm joined with Carl Johnson, the Senior Product Manager at Christie. Carl, how are you?
Very good today. Excited about InfoComm.
Excited. I'm excited about solo. You're excited about InfoComm. We both sound really good thanks to Tascam and our relationship with Tascam, bringing all of us together here with Zoom conferencing. Carl, tell them a little bit about you're the Senior Product Manager for what product line, actually?
Well, the Terra, the Christie Terra, right, is an exciting new AV over IP SDVOE products. We introduced it last year. We've been shipping product for different installations, different applications, and it's going to be exciting in a couple weeks, demonstrating and showing everybody what we can do.
Yeah, and last year, when you guys launched your Terra product line, one thing that was different about you is you didn't just have a transmitter receiver, you had a controller, which most of the companies didn't have. And one of the unique features that you have is the way you use control, software control to actually manage a system, a Terra system, and you're going to demonstrate that today, right?
Yeah, we're going to have a little look at the software, and I'll navigate through some of the controls and give everybody an idea of what's the kind of the configuration and programming environment like.
Well, then why don't you go ahead and upload that? While you're doing that, I'll remind everyone that Christie's in the same place they've been. So if you've been to the Vegas in the last 3 InfoComms, same location, the North Hall in booth number N706. I want you to put that on your stop, not just because of the Terra, but I want you to think about what other products that Christie has, because Christie's a leader in the display world, and this is a big show for display technology, obviously. So what are we looking at here? It looks like we're looking at a screen with four images on it.
Yeah. So what I've effectively done is I've already logged into the Terra controller, right? And I guess one of the things about the Christie approach is that a lot of AV over IP applications are very focused on switching. Right, and switching control and signals. The SDVOE platform grants us a lot of opportunities for processing and managing content on a number of screens. So what we've done is build an interface and a control interface that allows the integrator really the flexibility to do more than just the standard switching, and to make it easy to do that. So what we're here on this page here is, I'll call it the configuration page, where what you do is you create displays in your system, and then you assign them their format and how you're going to use them. So at this page here, I happen to have over here on the left side, these are, let's call MAC addresses for a stack of, there's about 10 receivers there, and I've already mapped 4 of them to a 2x2 video wall array.
So this is theoretically, you have 10 different output locations you could send content, and you've mapped 4 of them, and that's what we're looking at here on the screen.
Yeah, and so what I'll do now is I'm gonna make a new display that's it's a single display, right? And then let's just see, I'll go let's see here, I'll go Visa, and one of the neat things that we're doing here is let's see, columns, row, width, height, width, height. So I'm going to do, let's just see here. I'm going to do 1920, and I'm going to do 810. So let's just say I had a custom display here, and let's see, I'll go 60 Hertz. So now I've created an extra display in the system that's 1280 by 810, right? And now I'm going to go map this receiver. And so now my system, right, I have an SDVOE system. It's all connected in on a 10 gig Ethernet switch. I've made a system that has a 2x2 array with 1080p panels. 1080p, you can see here in the lower right, we've got some statistics on the side panel, 1920 by 1080. And so I have a 2x2 array, and I also have a single screen that's actually a custom resolution, 1920 by 810. So I'm going to just, I could create it. I'll just, for the sake of it, I'll create one more. Let's just see here. I'll pick factory, and we'll drop down. I'll pick, let's just see, UHD.
A standard.
Yeah, some standard formats, right? So now I've created another display. Right now I have 3 displays in the system, and I'll go map a receiver to this guy. So you know, now you see this,
so this is
kind
the
of
equivalent of the old days of programming a matrix switch.
yeah. So now I've created these displays, and now I've moved over to the displays page. I'll call this the drag and drop environment, right? And so these are transmitters over here.
Right.
So if I have
now
a
we're picking our sources for each display.
yeah, so now I can start dragging in sources onto each display, right? So, you know, one arrangement here is this one where I've displayed 4 different images on the video wall for the 4 screens. Now, what I'm going to do actually here is I'll get rid of 3 of them. And now I'm going to just stretch. Let's see here, grab it. Okay, now I've stretched it and it's a 2x2 magnification on that screen.
Right. So if you had a 4K made out of 4 1080 displays, it would automatically chop the screen into a 2x2.
Yeah, and we've stretched it onto that 2x2. Another neat thing that we're doing here is if you look on the right side, it says mode. I can have live or preview. So right now I've staged it, but I haven't pushed it onto the display. So I say push to the display, it's going to go push it onto the display.
So now it's live. Yeah.
Right. So now it's live. Now that's, you know, it's a neat thing versus if I go to live mode and, you know, the instant that I drag a source on, it would appear on the display and you'd see me building what's there. So that's kind of a neat thing for, you know, managing the video wall. And then as I say, I save a layout here. Right. And that layout happens to be called demo. I'll create a new layout called demo VW1. Right. So now I have two layouts that apply to that display here. And if you look over here, we had demo, right? And I can apply that layout. Let's see here. That's the same layout I already had. Let's see what this one does. That one's clears the screen. So if I come back, another neat thing is that we've made it really easy to provide a multi-viewer arrangement. So let's see here. We'll go to the UHD display here. And if I double click on it, I jump in and I've already created a 2x2 grid on the UHD display. And why don't I'm going to go to a 4x4 grid. So now what I do is, this makes it really easy to create.
Yeah, like a command and control center using a 4K display.
Yeah, so if I wanted the display to be, you know, a multi-viewer arrangement, I'm in this, again, in this quick drag and drop environment, right? So I leave multi-viewer mode, and now that, you know, I've displayed those 3 sources in that arrangement. And, you know, if I enter back into that mode, right, we'll let, you know, you can even go to, you know, 15x15 grid. You can move the windows around if you like, right?
Very
and then, right, and then again here, I'm going to save a new layout, and I'll call that multi-viewer, or call it MV1. So I've saved that layout, right? And then if we come back here, if I think about this video wall, I have an array of 4 screens, and normally I'm stretching an image across all 4, but in the video wall control with Christie's Terra, I can also, let's just see here, I have to clear this one. I'm going to clear that one. But now that window, or that screen on the video wall, I've moved into multi-view mode.
All right.
Right, and then I'll leave multi-view. Right, so when I drag another source onto here, save as a new layout, and I'll call that the mix.
And one thing that's unique about SDVOE is theoretically you could use anyone's transmitters and receivers with this software, with this control, correct?
Yeah. So the Terra control, it would, you know, if we bring in some other transmitters from another manufacturer, and let's just all in the same firmware family range, that, you know, this could be managing another device. So and really the controller is really powerful, right? Managing the switcher paradigm is really easy, right? Drag and drop, you know, map your inputs first, drag and drop your sources. Then you can, if you want to get into the video processing features of video wall magnifications or multi-viewer, or mixing them together and creating layouts and recalling them, you've got quite a powerful tool, just couple devices. Now you're not just switching, you have multi-viewer, you have video wall, you have KVM. One of the neat things here, if I go show you KVM, If I want to assign a KVM here to this display, right, and I had a server connected to this device and I have video here, I would just tick the USB box and let's see here, drag this in here. And then I would have, I've made that tie on the USB connection to the receiver to the source. So now I've also pulled in KVM, you know, three products used together, you have a very powerful system that solves lots of different AV applications.
Yeah, I noticed that you can select the video, audio, IR232 control, and USB separately for KVM and audio breakout applications as well.
Yeah, it really, that, and you know, even with, you know, am I going from the transmitter to the receiver or vice versa and so forth, and you really have a powerful programming environment with layouts, and then they just get called quickly from, you know, an API if you have a third-party control system on the outside. So
this and the controller, along with the transmitter receiver, all this will be at InfoComm in your booth, which is again in the North Hall, booth number 706. Tell me about where you've seen the applications for this so far, because this is a new product. The technology SDVOE is new. Where has Christie seen the applications for this so far, a typical application?
Well, I tell you what, we're doing lots of different...
I'd love to see your picture back again. I know you're software demo, but sure. I'd love to hear where you see the typical application so far.
Yeah, let's see here. Share screen. Stop share.
There you go.
Okay, I'm back. Actually, we've done lots of different applications. We had an early project, was a 3x3 video wall, where we actually supplied the multi-viewer output to a 9-screen array, and we had like 6 sources, and it was a video wall in a presentation environment. We actually added a Phoenix node to that to pull in IP cameras.
Okay.
We had another customer in rental and staging, actually was working in a convention hall and didn't want to run home run switcher connections from a central point. And so we actually had 2 network switches and stacked them together and just ran a couple cables between floors. And then we had a group of transmitters and receivers on the first floor and on the second floor. And so we had, I'll call it a distributed system. But that was, you know, 4K, that was 4K routing. Another really neat project we did was a projection mapping project for, let's just see, the Washington, D.C., I think it's a Capital One Center, where Terra was switching and distributing 4K content to, you know, large format projectors for the projection mapping application when, you know, before the ice hockey.
On the ice itself.
Yeah, that was really exciting because there's you know, video footage of that online. Let's just see, there's just straight extension. Honestly, the Terra, you plug anything into it and it just punches it across to the other side. You know, our validation team has said it's the most reliable extender that they've tested in the lab, and that, you know, lots of big names have been tested. Let's see, video wall.
So the point is, the applications cover everything from signage to entertainment to even meeting room applications. Because I'm wondering, you know, at what the adoption level of this will be. Because, you know, AV over IP is a new technology. Some people are afraid of it. Some people are worried about security on the network. But this will be the second year of this being a big deal at InfoComm, don't you think? So I think a lot more people will be coming in looking for it rather than just you having to find them and get them to discover it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it really, I encourage, you know, look for things like synchronization on an array of screens with moving pictures. Look for KVM, see a demo of KVM, right? See the multi-viewer, right? Functionality, right? See the mixing all that together in an environment. See 4K pictures on large displays, again, moving. Feel and interact with the content and experience the latency. Grab a mouse and move it. Those are all things, you know, when you're there, don't just stand, you know, I'd encourage everybody, don't just stand and look at or listen, go grab the mouse, you know, get involved and touch it.
Well, again, Carl, I appreciate you doing this demo. I think it's more interesting to see it than to just listen to it. So I appreciate you doing this. The software is impressive. It's easy to use, obviously. And you'll be in booth the North Hall, booth 706, right across from our booth, actually. So I appreciate you joining me today, and thanks for the demo. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
And thanks for watching. Thanks to Tascam for providing this gear for us to make this happen today. And we will see you all at InfoComm. Go to Rave Pubs. You can see all of our coverage. Type in Christie in the video search window. You can see all the videos we shoot live at the show floor as well. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day.